Ever since the WrestleMania 40 press conference in Vegas, everything that the new WWE management under TKO has been doing has been fantastic. The writing has been better than it has been in years. Fans are getting Attitude Era vibes. It's been exciting and unpredictable, and wrestling fans are hoping that what they're seeing is the beginning of a brand new great era in wrestling.
Pro wrestling is exciting once again. It's been decades.
The new WWE management, the creative team, or writers have made the product a lot edgier.
You cactus-loving crackheads finally have something. Fuck your story.
They're blurring the lines between reality and fiction a lot more.
If you don't fix it, we will.
They're kayfabing beef between wrestlers in really clever ways, and it all started with that beautiful press conference when Cody was talking shit about Roman and the Rock's family, and the Rock slapped Cody. Now, I know that The Rock went on social media and he tried to say that it was a shoot when he slapped Cody Rhodes, but look, it wasn't a shoot. I don't care what anyone says. The Rock is not an idiot. He's the board of directors for TKO. He's not going to be a dumbass and slap Cody if he's not supposed to. But it's all good because it was great and it was entertaining, and that's what it's supposed to be. I mean, there's nothing wrong with kayfabe. Kayfabe is a great part of wrestling, and it's a part of wrestling, and that's what makes wrestling a lot of fun. It seems like the WWE is catering more towards the adult audience. They're making a product that would resonate more with adults and make it easier or more fun for adults to watch. Fans are definitely getting Attitude Era vibes for the first time in forever. I mean, there's no more PG shit, they're cussing, there's blood, and that's a big change, which is good because wrestling has needed a change for a long time. Now, for sure, we're not going to see any bra and panties matches or anything like that after those really bad sex allegations against Vince McMahon, which TKO is trying to disassociate themselves with. But, so far, the new WWE creative team and writing team, which is under TKO, has shown that they can create and produce a wrestling show that is very entertaining and captivating just based on their storytelling and their writing alone. Pro wrestling is supposed to have its new great eras like every 10 or 15 years. Well, it's been like 20 years since we've been in a great era of wrestling, and that was the Ruthless Aggression era. So wrestling fans are really due for a new great era of wrestling.
For the love of God!
So far, the new WWE management has shown that they are listening to the fans, they are making bold decisions, and they have well thought out long-term storylines. And they were able to pull off some pretty impressive stuff in the media with their PR department and their writing. One of those impressive things that they successfully pulled off was they were actually able to get wrestling fans and the general public to stop thinking about and talking about, or at least, if anything, get distracted from all of those really bad sex allegation stuff with Vince McMahon that's been in the news since January. They did this by producing a really good and entertaining WrestleMania 40 press conference that had plenty of exciting things happen, and they had plenty of things for people to talk about. Now, not everybody has stopped talking about the really bad Vince McMahon allegation stuff, but what I'm saying is most wrestling fans are now talking about the excitement for the product and WrestleMania 40 instead. And there's a lot that can be said about that because the allegations against Vince McMahon were really, really bad. So the fact that they were able to do that proves that the WWE is under very good management right now. Okay, so for sure I thought that, yeah, if they can get The Rock to do this, which they probably will, WrestleMania 40 will be Roman Reigns versus The Rock, which is what everybody wants to see. I mean, originally that's what I thought. On paper, it looks good. It's a marquee match. That seemed like that would be like the big match. But then Cody Rhodes wins the Royal Rumble, and everyone knows that whoever wins the Royal Rumble gets to pick whatever champion they want and face them in the main event at WrestleMania. And the most logical opponent for Cody to face would be Roman Reigns, since Roman Reigns was the biggest guy with the title. And it's a rematch from last year where a lot of people were pissed off because they thought that Cody should have won.
Fucking bullshit!
So when Cody wins the Royal Rumble, it's no surprise to anybody that the fans almost demand that he gets a rematch with Roman at WrestleMania 40. But the WWE had already planned Roman Reigns to be in this big main event with his cousin The Rock. So it makes no sense as to why you would have Cody Rhodes win the Royal Rumble if he can't face Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. I mean, that would just piss off the fans too much, and the best thing to do is just not have Cody Rhodes win the Royal Rumble. I mean, did the WWE forget that everybody wants Cody Rhodes to win the title and finish his story, especially after they put out the documentary on him?
Absolutely fucking not.
Fuck no, they didn't forget that shit. So that's why I was wondering why way, the WWE would have Cody win the Rumble if they want the main event for WrestleMania 40 to be The Rock versus Roman Reigns. Because I would assume that the last thing that the WWE would want is for the fans to be like, wait a minute, we don't want the main event for WrestleMania 40 to be The Rock versus Roman. We want it to be Cody versus Roman because we want Cody to finish the story. I mean, I would totally think the WWE would not want that to happen because then they would have to deviate from their big game plan of the biggest show of the year.
That's not going to be good for business.
And recently, the WWE management has been making great decisions and they've shown that they are intelligent Jewish businessmen. So it makes no sense why they would make a big mistake like that. Unless it wasn't a mistake and that was their plan all along. And the WWE never intended for the main event at WrestleMania 40 to be The Rock versus Roman Reigns. And this whole having to switch the main event at WrestleMania controversy thing was all brilliantly set up by the WWE.
Most impressive.
So they could, one, create controversy around the main event for WrestleMania 40 and have everybody talking about WrestleMania 40 in the main event and people being like, oh my gosh, what's going on? I have to tune in to see what's happening. Two, I think the WWE always wanted it to be the heel Rock versus Cody at WrestleMania 40. Because Cody is the guy right now, and The Rock is such a big star, and he's so entertaining, and he's so good on the mic, and just having him there in the main event against Cody would bring so much, like, eyeballs to the product, which would be way better than just having Cody versus Roman Reigns like we're supposed to have, because, I mean, let's just face it, Roman just is not good on the mic and all that stuff, and The Rock would be way better in that area. But Cody has to finish his story and win the title, so they have to figure a way to merge everything. So this is a way for The Rock to face Cody at WrestleMania, but Roman still be in the picture, so Cody has a chance to win the title and finish the story. Oh, and the best part? The Rock can do all the promos against Cody, and Roman can just stand there and say nothing, because The Rock is great at promos, and Roman really is not. But wait! If it's a triple threat match, then that means that The Rock has to be against Roman. We don't want that to happen right now. Oh, okay. Well, then have it be like a main event tag team match. I don't know. Put Cody with Seth Rollins or something like that. But Seth Rollins is already, he's already got a match at WrestleMania. Yeah, but fuck it. I don't know. Whatever. Let's just put them together anyways. Okay. And three, this is a brilliant way to get The Rock to turn heel on Cody Rhodes and the fans because they're the ones that screwed up the main event between The Rock and Roman. So it's like, you bunch of crybaby bitches, you brought something out in The Rock. And now it's pretty much The Rock versus Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania, which is really what the WWE wanted. So everyone wins and they successfully found a way for it to be Cody versus The Rock with Roman Reigns still somewhat involved. And the WWE kayfabed having to cancel the main event for The Rock and Roman Reigns because the fans said, no, we want Cody to finish his story. Now, the fans did protest and say, we want Cody, but that's what the WWE wanted them to do. And they made sure that the fans would do that by having Cody win the Royal Rumble. And guess what? It worked. And now things have been great. They've been super entertaining. The Rock turned heel just like they wanted him to. The Rock is now the counterpart for Cody Rhodes just like the WWE wanted because Roman is not entertaining. He's not good on the mic and The Rock is just way better. But Roman is somehow still involved, so Cody still gets a chance to finish the story. Now, I don't necessarily think that they brought The Rock in like just to make up for Roman's lack of mic and entertainment skills. I think that they really wanted Cody versus the heel Rock the whole time. It's just that Roman had to be involved because Cody had to finish the story, so they found a way to kind of kill two stones with one bird. And the way that TV has been in the last month or so kind of proves that. I mean, if you look at it, it really has been Cody versus the heel Rock the whole time. And Roman is just like in the background. I mean, is The Rock overshadowing Roman? Like, well, yeah, for sure. But you know what? That's totally the right thing to do.
I would have done the exact same thing.
Another thing that I think will happen at some point in the near future is that The Rock and Roman Reigns will turn on each other. Whether it happens at WrestleMania, whether it happens right after WrestleMania, I don't know, but one thing's for sure, these two guys will have their feud, and based on everything that we've already seen with how WWE is doing things, it will be executed very well. After The Rock slapped Cody, I originally thought that they were going to have a triple threat match between the three of them, which would require The Rock to kind of, turn against Roman at some point. So I was having fun playing out all these different scenarios in my head. I was thinking things like, man, it would be cool if they did what they did at WrestleMania 10, where it's like The Rock versus Roman at night one, and the winner of that got to face Cody for the title, but they didn't end up doing that. Instead, they included Seth Rollins and decided to go with a big tag team main event for night one, which I was kind of surprised at because I don't think that they needed to include Seth Rollins because I think that the stuff they had going on with The Rock and Cody and all that was enough. But obviously, the reason why they did it was because if it was a triple threat match, then The Rock and Roman would have to at some point turn on each other, and they just didn't want that to happen right now. But that's okay because everything has been entertaining, and Seth Rollins came out and kind of sort of talked some shit to The Rock, but you know, they kind of put the brakes on that because, of course, again, they just want it to be about Cody Rhodes. So the WWE has brilliantly figured out a way to kill two stones with one bird. I imagine that the discussion amongst creative when they came up with this idea could have happened like this. Lawrence, do you think it's at all possible that we could somehow get Roman Reigns' mic and promo skills to be as good as The Rock's in time for the build-up for WrestleMania 40?
No. No, man. Shit, no, man.
Yeah, I don't think so either. It's just sometimes I wish that we could somehow have Cody Rhodes versus the heel Rock instead of Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 40. I mean, that would be way better because Roman can't do a promo for shit and he's boring, and The Rock is the man and he's great on the mic, and him as a heel is fantastic. So, I mean, that would be way better. But, of course, it's got to be Roman because Cody needs to win his title and finish his story. Well, I've been thinking the same thing, and I got a solution for that.
Yeah. How?
Well, what you do is you have The Rock turn heel, and then you have fucking The Rock versus Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns at the WrestleMania. Or you could have some, main event tag team match, full shit, like on night one, and put fucking Cody with someone like Seth Rollins or some shit, and then the next night have fucking Roman versus Cody, or I don't know, man, but fucking The Rock's gotta be fucking involved because, man, you can't put fucking Cody out there by himself with fucking Roman, he just ain't enough.
That's a really good idea.
Fucking A, man.
But how and why would The Rock turn heel? Well, we gonna have Cody win the Rumble, right? Yeah. Okay, so then after he wins the Rumble, everyone's gonna be like, fuck yeah, Cody gets to finish the story again. But then we're gonna be like, sorry about that. Nope, the main event for WrestleMania is gonna be The Rock versus Roman Reigns. But then the fans are gonna be like, fuck that. Why y'all fucking Cody again? We want Cody to finish the story. Change that shit. So then we're going to kayfabe it, we're going to make it seem like in real life the WWE had to change the main event for WrestleMania. And that's what causes The Rock to turn heel, because he's pissed off at Cody for bitching, and he's pissed off at all the fans for being a bunch of crybaby bitches. Yeah, and then later on, if we want, we could have The Rock and Roman turn on each other at WrestleMania, or at least right after that. Now, I'm not one of those conspiracy theory guys, but there were a few things that really proved to me that this was their plan all along. One of those things was the Cody Rhodes documentary that the WWE released last summer. This documentary totally gets the viewer, if they're not already, to be on board with Cody Rhodes and want him to win a championship really bad. And the ending is the match between him and Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 39. And even though by then, when we see the documentary, we already know the outcome of that match, but we're so wishing for a different outcome because it's done so well. And by then, you're like, Cody needs to finish his story. It's just like Rocky 1, where you totally want the guy to win, but instead of leaving after watching it feeling all pumped up and inspired, you're just sad, and it's just fucked up. Now, even though it's reality-based, it was still produced by the WWE, and there's a reason why they put it out there, and that was to get the fans really behind Cody and to really want the fans to want him to finish his story, and it was executed very well. Another thing are the possible outcomes of the match between The Rock and Roman Reigns, which I don't think are attractive for the WWE. One, a match like that can't end in a DQ or a smosh. It would just be way too lame. And two, The Rock can't win the title even if he's a babyface because he's a movie star and he's just way too busy. He's just not going to be available, so you just can't give him the title. If The Rock did win the title, it would be cool, just for that moment, and it would have to be a total WrestleMania 9 thing where he'd just have to lose it at SummerSlam. I mean, and the WWE's not going to do that. They're not going to ruin Roman Reigns' super long streak just on The Rock, because The Rock, he just can't be there. It just doesn't make any sense. So if The Rock doesn't win, then that means that Roman has to win, but I don't think that they really want Roman to win because they don't want it to be just like last year and everybody be mad. They want something new and exciting, and I think that they really want people to be super surprised with WrestleMania 40 and they want them leaving on a happy note. Another thing that proves this to me is that they had Cody win the Royal Rumble. WWE right now is way too smart to do that, and they know after putting out the documentary that everybody's going to be like, we want Cody to finish the story. In fact, that's why they put out that documentary, and that's because they knew that when they had him win the Royal Rumble that this could happen, and they could set up a main event controversy. So if this whole WrestleMania main event thing controversy was planned, it was, and it's kayfabe on another level, and it's extraordinary, that would be really, really impressive. Well, everything that WWE has been doing lately has been very, very impressive, and yeah, they've been pulling off some incredible shit, so it is likely that they would be able to pull something off like this, and they did think something like this through. Now, one could argue this plan and say, but wait a minute, if we tell them it's going to be The Rock versus Roman, what if the fans get really excited and they decide that they want that instead, and then we can't go through with Cody finishing story, and we have to scrap our plans for Cody winning? One could argue that theory, and it might sound like this. Now, let me get this straight. You're saying that when we include The Rock into this main event with Cody and Roman, that we announce the main event for WrestleMania 40 to be Roman versus The Rock, when that's not going to be the main event for WrestleMania?
Yes, that's right.
Well, I must ask you, what if the fans decided that they wanted to see The Rock and Roman Reigns then, and we couldn't give them Cody, and Cody wouldn't get to finish his story?
Well, that probably won't happen because the fans want Cody to finish the story more than anything, and once Cody wins the Royal Rumble, they're going to demand that Cody finish the story no matter what.
Now, have you talked to The Rock about this?
Well, no. Sometimes, I guess.
But again, what do we do if the fans decide that they want The Rock versus Roman instead?
Look, I already told you, they're not gonna fucking want that because the people want Cody to finish the story over everything else. It's the for sure thing that they're gonna be like, we want Cody, and this is also a great way for The Rock to turn heel. I mean, can't you people understand that?
What the hell is wrong with you people?
So I think the WWE was confident that all the fans were going to be like, we want Cody to finish the story after they put out the documentary, and that's why when they had Cody win the Royal Rumble, they knew exactly what was going to happen, and otherwise they wouldn't have done it. But if the fans did say, no, wait a minute, yeah, we're all excited about The Rock versus Roman, the WWE would have done the smart thing. They would have listened to the fans, and they would have given them that. But that didn't happen, and we are where we are. And things have been great and exciting, and it's fucking amazing.
Exciting is hardly the word I would choose.
Okay, here's the thing about Roman. First of all, I don't have anything against the guy. Roman is probably a really nice guy. I appreciate the fact that he has a sickness, and he's been working through it, and I wish him nothing but the best, okay? But I am one of those wrestling fans that believe that he should not be in the spot that he's in. If you're going to be a top guy and you're going to be a champion for a long, long time and be headlining WrestleManias, you better have that it factor. You better have that charisma. You better have that something where everybody really wants to see you. Hogan had it. Stone Cold had it. Even the Ultimate Warrior had it. And you don't have to be the best wrestler. And in Warrior's case, you don't even have to make sense in your promos.
I cannot let my guard down or my defenses down.
But you have to have that thing where people want to pay money to see you, that it factor, that charisma. And usually the fans are the ones that put you there. The fans are the ones that decide that you are the top guy. Well, in Roman's case, everybody has, or a lot of people have resentment towards him because he's in that spot when they didn't choose for him to be there, and the WWE put him there or tried to put him there years ago, and they're just not deviating from it. Now, I'm pretty sure that it started out with Vince being like, oh, I don't care what they want. We're going to give him Roman. Look at that hair. Look at that body. I don't care. I'm not going to listen to him. We're just going to keep giving him Roman. At some point, the WWE years ago realized that, dude, this guy's getting a lot of heat for it. Probably after he beat Undertaker at WrestleMania 33, they were like, holy shit, dude, this guy's getting a lot of heat for keep winning. So it's just like, well, they smartened up and they realized this is the best way that we're going to get this guy this much heat because he can't do a promo. He can't get any of the heat on his own. So just keep going with it. And that's what they've been doing. And he is an investment. So what they have been doing with Roman for the last years is the best thing that they could possibly do with him. It's good for WWE. It's good for Roman. The fans might get pissed off, but there's no way in hell that Roman is ever going to be able to get that much heat on his own. So like Roman or don't like him, he's a very interesting figure for the WWE. Just basically what they've been doing forever. It's made him very interesting because he can't do it on his own. Now I will go over Roman Reigns' Promo skills and acting problems. Okay, so stage acting and pro wrestling are very similar in that they're both acting, but the biggest difference is that stage actors pretend as if the audience isn't there, and wrestlers, they look at the audience and they communicate and they interact with them. So in essence, there is way more performing in pro wrestling than there is in acting. Roman has the same exact problems with his promos that brand new actors in their first month or so have when they start to learn how to do real acting. You're acting like you're acting. You're saying your lines in a way where you're thinking about how you're saying it when you're saying it, and you're directing yourself in your head, and you're saying to yourself, oh, well, if I say it like this, it's going to sound good because I'm going to come off like this. Well, real acting isn't really acting, it's believing, it's letting yourself go, it's not directing yourself in your head, and it's just living in the moment. And it takes about a month or so for new actors to learn how to break through those walls and just let it go, and to really understand how to let that go. And if you're not able to have that breakthrough and just let it go and live in the moment, you're not going to get any better as an actor, and every day is just going to be Groundhog Day. Acting coaches call these people that shouldn't be actors. Roman has never been able to have this breakthrough, so I'm sure that the acting coaches or whatever they have at WWE have already said, you know what, look, he's either not going to get it because he doesn't care, or he's not willing to try hard enough, or whatever, but there's nothing that I can do because I've already tried and said everything 100 times, and he's not doing anything with the adjustments that I'm giving him, so nothing's ever going to change. Now, to Roman's credit, I do see him trying a lot harder, and I do think that he has gotten better, but he still is kind of just, in his head and directing himself in his head, and it's still like he's not really living in the moment. But that's okay. That doesn't mean that he's a bad person. That just means that he's just not that good at acting. He's only human, and there are 100 things that I'm not good at, and again, I think that Roman is doing just fine financially. I think he's got a good life going, so it's all good. I don't have anything against him at all. I'm just saying. With all that being said, the big question is, will Roman Reigns be the champion after WrestleMania 40? Honestly, I really don't think so. I know I thought the same thing at WrestleMania 39, and then I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they really had him win. But I really think that because the WWE is under new management, and I think they want to do something different, I don't think that Roman will win. But if for some reason Roman does win, it's going to be super entertaining to see how people explode with anger. I mean, WrestleMania could become like Woodstock 99, where all the fans riot in the end and tear shit down and start burning things because they're so mad. I mean, I don't think that the wrestling fans are going to be as crazy as the cracked out LSD Woodstock fans, but in their own we're angry wrestling fans kind of way, yeah, they could revolt.
Fucking bullshit!
But again, I don't think that the new WWE management is going to have Roman win, because the new WWE management has been listening to fans, which is great. Vince McMahon was the one that wasn't really listening to the fans and not giving them what they want, but he's no longer there. So I think that Roman will lose. With all that being said, wrestling right now is awesome. If you would like to donate to this channel or make a donation, whatever you want to call it, you can do so at my Cash App. My Cash App tag is the little money sign and wrestling art, and my name is Tyler D on Cash App, and then my Venmo is Tyler Daschuk and then the little tag or whatever, it's the at wrestling art. And so I would really appreciate it if you do make a contribution. Please put in the comment that you donated to this channel. I would really appreciate it. It takes a long time to put these videos together, and I put a lot of work into it. So, yeah, I would really appreciate it. Click like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff. All right. Peace.